Okay. So how'd you guys like Adam Ginsberg? Yeah? It's great stuff. And we're going to keep it rolling with some more fantastic information. Sohail Khan. Met Sohail in September for the very first time at an event in San Diego. I got to tell you, you're going to hear this repeated again and again and again through everything that I say. All the speakers that you're hearing from this weekend, I met, guess where, at a? So important that you go to these things because you meet these people and tap into their knowledge and their resources. Sohail is a master connector. He's the kind of person that is like the master middleman where he can get you connected to other people who can get you connected, and because of that, you can do deals, big deals. Here, he's going to talk about today how just recently he did a deal and went from 0 customers to 4 million customers in 30 days. How many want to know how he did it? Raise your hand. How many would you like to know how much money that might have made him? Anyone want to know how much money he made from that? Yeah, maybe he'll share it. Maybe he won't. I don't know. But I'm excited that Sohail's come all the way from London. Last weekend he and I were in London, and then he jumped on a plane, and he was in D.C., and then he was in New York, and then he was down in, I think, in Orlando, and now he's in Minnesota. So I don't know if you can say Minnesota like a Minnesotan. So would you all please stand, get on your feet. Let's give a rousing applause for Mr. Sohail Khan.
Okay, guys, am I on? Okay, guys, 0 to 4 million customers in just 30 days. What I'm going to share with you today is some phenomenal stuff. What I want you to do, first of all, is, no disrespect to Adam, but whatever you've just heard over the last hour, I need you to erase that totally from your memory. Erase, delete, put it in the recycle bin, and delete again. That's what I want you guys to do. Because I'm going to share with you something that's very important, and I'm going to show you guys how you don't even need a product, a list, or even traffic to make money. So let's begin. How many people would like to learn how to become financially independent or even a millionaire in this room? Because that's what we're here for today, right? Right? Okay. So what if I could show you a way to make $1 million without owning your own product or list? How many people would be interested in that? Okay, brilliant. Well, I'm going to show you how anybody can actually do that. Any of you guys in the room today can actually achieve that. And I'm also going to be sharing with you some of the techniques that I use when I go to seminars like this, and some of the things that I see. I mean, I recently just got back from Yannick Silver's Underground event. Huge attendance, loads of people in the room, but a lot of people are still doing the wrong things when it comes to networking and finding potential joint venture partners. So I'll share that with you as well today. Okay, this year using the same strategy that I'm going to teach you, I will make a minimum of $2 to $4 million. How many of you would like to make that within this year, within 12 months? Okay, brilliant. Okay, why listen to me? Who's heard of Jay Abraham in this room? Okay, who's heard of Mark Goldman? Okay, excellent. Mark Goldman's quoted me as a true rags to riches super success story that harkens back to some of the great successes of the past, like Andrew Carnegie and others that you might have read about. I encourage you to listen to what Sohail has to say. I was a JV expert mentor for Jonathan Jay's millionaire clients. Jonathan Jay is very well known in the UK. He searched around for a JV expert to mentor his millionaire clients. Jay Abraham wasn't available. Willie Crawford wasn't available, and I was. So there you go. That's one of my claims to fame. I've achieved over $7.5 million using just joint ventures. I'm an international speaker. I charge $7,500 for a keynote speech. I do a lot of corporate speaking, and I'm now speaking at internet marketing events because what I'm about to teach you guys is some really great stuff, and it's stuff that you guys can apply and put together a joint venture plan as soon as you leave this event. So I'm also the first Brit ever to be invited to keynote speak about JVs at the social media event in US this August. I'm also the president of the JV University with 3 of the world's top joint venture experts. Okay, so first of all, why am I here today? I'm actually on a mission, okay? I'm a victim of my own success. Basically, I'm now one of the top JV experts in the world, and I'll show you guys some of the techniques that I've used to build my profile and get where I am today. And basically, I'm getting swamped with JV deals every day. I get at least one joint venture proposal that comes my way every day, and currently, I want to spend most of this year, I'm speaking at a lot of events worldwide, so what I'm basically looking for is a few select number of people that would like to learn JV methods and become the next JV millionaires like myself. So who wants to be one of those people? Okay, brilliant. Excellent. What I'm going to go through right now and teach you is what I believe is the world's most powerful business strategy. How many of you in here have heard the term joint ventures? Okay, and how many of you in here have actually done a joint venture themselves? Okay, and how many of you in here would like to do a joint venture? Okay, excellent. A joint venture is basically an arrangement of mutual benefit between two or more people or businesses who have complementary resources. Now what that basically means is a joint venture is when you get together with another company that has a resource that you can utilize or leverage. Now when there's more than two people in a joint venture, the third person is normally called a joint venture broker, which is what I do. The resources can range from anything from products to services, business assets, and a customer list that has a relationship with the list owner that can be leveraged for minimal cost. So when people think about joint ventures, now I'm going to give you an example. Most people think of joint ventures as an online strategy in terms of someone's got a product and a database. But you can make more money doing joint ventures offline between businesses or businesses who have resources and assets. According to legendary business marketing expert Jay Abraham, less than 5% of people know how to use joint ventures properly. So all of you guys in the room today, you're in a unique position because there are not many people who know how to use and apply and make money from joint ventures. And most of them don't even know how to use them at all. So a business's most valuable asset is the relationship between a business owner and customers. This is the most valuable asset that can be leveraged. When a business is sold, that asset is valued on the balance sheet. So how many of you in here have a customer database? Okay, and how many of you here would like to learn how to build that customer database? Okay, brilliant. It costs 6 times as much to sell to a new buyer, and we all know this. It costs money to advertise and to market and to promote. Selling to the same customer again is pure profit. See, not a lot of people actually know this, but this is the case. And it costs you 0 using other businesses' lists. This is what I do. More of the profit is yours with no advertising costs. Okay, let's just go through the benefits of using joint ventures, because I just want to explain to you guys how powerful joint ventures are actually that you can do. So a joint venture allows you to compensate weak areas in your business without the nominal investment. So for example, most people struggle trying to grow their businesses because they don't have the funds and the resources to be able to grow them. So the best way you can do it, you can compensate those weak areas in your business by using someone else's assets and resources, right? It allows you to take advantage of unlimited complementary skills and resources. Most people work on their own in the business. When your business grows, you have to take on more staff or even outsourcing. Outsourcing is another a strategy to use someone else's skills and resources. It allows you to boost your lead client generation and profits very quickly. I'm going to also teach you and show you how you can develop very targeted leads from joint ventures. It allows you great branding potential for free, and I'm also going to talk to you guys in terms of how I became one of the top joint venture experts using leverage from other people's brands. It allows you to make money out of thin air. This is a term that I use quite a lot when I talk to people about joint ventures. And it literally, guys, you can make money out of thin air for a nominal investment, or sometimes it's even a 0 cost. Okay, the benefits of being a joint venture broker. As a JV broker, I make lots of money by simply being a middleman. That's what I do. I mean, I am the person who stays in the middle of a deal. I put together a person that has a product or a person that has a list, and that's what I do. As a JV broker, you don't need to spend years building your customer list or even creating your own products. This is the beauty of being a joint venture broker in that position. You don't need to keep track of sales, chase people for money, owed or fulfill the product orders. So everything involved in a standard business, from creating your own product or managing a business, is totally out the window when you're a joint venture broker, because you're not fulfilling products and orders. You're just the middle person. Okay, all you do, basically what I do, is you step in, leverage others' resources, and make huge profits by bringing people together. And it's all about leverage, and I'm going to teach you how to leverage other people's relationships and resources. Okay, this is my story. This is me in 2006. I built a 7-figure business using joint ventures. And there I've achieved pretty much what I wanted to in life. This is me in 2008. I lost everything, okay? And then in 2009, I completed a 7-figure joint venture deal. Yeah, okay, and I'm back in just 30 days. So what I want to do with you, what I want to do right now is share my story. And it's very important, guys. I want you all to take notes. This is very important because this is real-world stuff that you guys can walk away with and apply in your own business. If there's anything you're going to learn today, it's how to put together your own joint venture plan and walk away and implement this as soon as you guys get out the door. So, my background. I basically trained originally as an accountant. Worked for one of the big accountancy firms in London. And while working there, I spent most of my time helping other people. Teaching them how to use the internet. This was back in 1997, 1998. And my supervisor actually asked me, Sohail, why don't you consider doing something in IT or something to do with the internet? So I left my job as an accountant. It was very boring. No offense to accountants in the room. And I pursued a career in IT. So I did a master's degree in IT, IT and international business. And I wrote a thesis on the impact of the internet on the manufacturing industry. And this was when the internet was in its infancy, very early, 97, 98. And my professor actually sent a copy of that thesis and put it online without me knowing. So there I was suddenly getting all these emails and phone calls from venture capital firms and big IT companies telling me, look, we've just read your thesis and we want you to come out and speak to us about how we can use the internet to make money. So there I was, straight out of university, visiting large companies, sitting at the board with investors, venture capitalists, and owners of large businesses, sort of just talking to them how they can use the internet to make money. So mind you, this was that 10 years ago. And what I decided to do was to showcase my experience and obviously prove to clients that we can make money online. We produced a one-page site. We produced some computer training courses, which were just standard PowerPoint slides, in a zip file, and we attached a shopping cart to the website, which is quite bizarre because 10 years ago we had just created an information product and a one-page website, which is all the craze right now. And that website basically was ranked on Google very, very quickly. Back then, before the Google slap, Google was in its early stages, 98, 99. And we were making money straight away without doing anything. We had traffic coming to the site from Google. People were purchasing the PowerPoint slides, which were the training courses, downloading a zip file and paying for it, all automated online. So it was something that we didn't need to touch, and we were actually making money. So I went to these companies. We had a couple of meetings, and one of my first clients was, who's heard of QVC? The shopping channel, right? Okay, QVC.com was one of my first clients. And we basically were showing them that we built this site with an e-commerce back end, and it's actually making us money. So throughout the year, it was really, really good. This was the time of the dot-com boom, and we had several clients paying us anywhere between $30,000 to $40,000 per client for work that we were doing. We were basically consultants. Now, who remembers what happened in 2000? Yeah, exactly. The dot-com bubble burst. Not only that, we had Y2K as well, which came about 2000. And then after that, we lost the majority of our clients. Most of them closed their doors to funding. And, consultants and IT consultants had a bad name after 2000, after the Y2K bug. So we sat there, we thought to ourselves, okay, what do? We had this website that was making us money. It was making us between $5,000 to $6,000 a month for doing absolutely nothing. Those were the good days. Yeah, exactly. And what we decided to do was concentrate on this small training website that we had. We thought, okay, let's try and concentrate on that to make some money from it. So the following year, I came across a book by Jay Abraham. And Jay Abraham talked about strategic alliances and joint ventures. And I thought to myself, okay, this is quite interesting. Maybe I can do a joint venture with a company, and maybe they can help us increase our sales. So we are at the same situation we are right now when the dot-com bubble burst. I mean, the economy took a nosedive, and most companies were suffering. Most companies were trying to figure out how do we make extra revenue. So this is a perfect opportunity right now for all of you guys to use joint ventures, even with companies that you never thought that you could get hold of in the beginning. So what I did was I approached the largest IT recruitment company in Europe. And I contacted them and I said, you guys are suffering at the moment. The IT recruitment market is totally down. I have another alternative revenue stream for you. And it was like, got an email back and they said, look, tell us more about this revenue stream. So I put in a proposal that, I've got an alternative revenue stream or an extra revenue stream for you. And basically you guys don't have to make any nominal investment at all. So they were intrigued and they invited me to their offices in London. There were 4 people there questioning me, Sohail, so tell us more about this revenue stream that you're talking that we can implement without us even spending any money. So basically, it was very, very basic. I said to them, okay, I have a website that's making us money. We're selling computer training courses online. Our conversions are very high from the website. How many people do you have in your database? And they said, we have 200,000 IT professionals. And I gathered that, you're obviously not making money from that database because right now, no one's really looking for IT professionals to work in their companies. Is that correct? That's correct. So what I proposed was that they promote my training courses to their database. Okay, we do all the fulfillment, we do all the customer service, and for them, it's hands-free, basically. We do all the setup and the fulfillment, and they just promote it to their database. So they're doing a promotion to the database, and in our first year, when we first started, and it was basically a case study company, we did anywhere close to, I think, $60,000, $70,000 in our first year. In our second year, with that one joint venture, our turnover went up to $300,000. Okay, with that one joint venture. So there I was thinking, wow, this is cool. This is pretty good. We should try and do some more joint ventures. So by that time, the whole industry was changing. Most companies didn't just want a standard PowerPoint slide, okay, to train their staff. So we were looking at sort of in the marketplace, and who's heard of the term e-learning here? Okay, e-learning is basically electronic learning. It's what they term now of training online. You have like webinars and online training. Back then it was very, very expensive to produce training courses, especially video-based courses. And it was very hard for us to compete with other companies. Other companies had 150 to 200 titles, and we only had 5 titles. So for us it was like, wow, we have to produce at least 100 titles to compete with other companies. So what I basically did was I located a company in America, and they had all the content. Basically, they had produced up to 150 titles that fitted our customers. So what I did was I approached them, and I said, I'm interested in using your content, and I'd like to do an exclusive deal and a white label as well, so we can brand it. They turned around and said, okay, that's fine. It's going to cost you $100,000. I thought, what? $100,000? So I thought, okay, there must be another way around this that we can negotiate. So what ended up happening was, when I went to go and see them, I had $10,000 that I took with me, and I put it on the table and I said, here's a down payment. Let's do a deal on an exclusive basis. We want your content. We want it white labeled and branded as our own company, and I guarantee you, within 6 months, I'll make you more than $100,000. So the deal was done. We signed it. And we basically now had access to their content in the UK on an exclusive deal. Now this is a really cool thing. In the US, they sold their computer training courses for $3,997. Guess how much we sold it for in the UK? No, we sold it for £3,997. So we were making more money than the company who had produced the training. But then by then they thought, oh my God, what have we done? Obviously the deal was done. So we were actually selling the courses in the UK, we were buying it in dollars at 75% off their retail price. So we're literally making more money than the company. So that's a licensing deal. And that's something that any of you guys can do. It's nowadays, I mean, most of it is termed as PLR, private label rights. But it's something that we were doing 10 years ago. But that's something that you guys can easily do, a license deal to actually get the content from someone and, and agree to sell it at whatever price that you need to. So that was pretty cool. We had a licensing deal, and by now we had our packages on the high end, and we were selling loads of packages. So I'm going to take you back to 2006. Okay, all right. By 2006, business was really great. We were doing loads of joint ventures. I built that business just on joint ventures, and we were doing close to $9 million from that company. In 2006, again, I was reading the Financial Times, which we have in London, and you have a magazine called the Fast Track 100. In that magazine, it shows you technology companies that are some of the fastest growing technology companies in the UK. And I came across a company which was an information technology group, and they had I read the article, and it was like 500,000 customers they have. So I thought, this is interesting. Maybe we can do a joint venture. So I approached the company for a joint venture, got invited into their offices, and there was the chairman and the CEO in the office. And we sat down, and I said to the chairman, okay, this is what I've got. You have a database of 500,000 customers. We're interested in doing a joint venture to provide our high-end training courses into your database. The chairman turned around and said to me, Sohail, we're not really interested in doing a joint venture with you. So I thought, okay, I got up and I thought, okay, I've tried my best. The chairman actually turned around and said, we're interested in buying your business. Yeah, so this is really interesting. And by then I had 2 more partners, so I couldn't really make a decision on the spot. So we eventually went away, and a decision was made. What we decided to do was, because they wanted to acquire our company to increase their business customers for one of their divisions, we ended up selling a majority stake to that company. And then in 2008, that company, which was valued at 100 million and had been around for 25 years, they went bust in 2008. So there I was, had everything, 2006, 2007. 2008, that company went broke. And basically, to cut a long story short, $6 million was owed, and we settled at $1 million cash. We had to pay that. So I literally had to sell everything that I had. I sold the house, I sold the cars, and now I was totally broke. I ended up moving back to my mum's because that's the safest place to be, I guess. Free meals and free lodging, hey? So you can't go wrong with that. So there I was, a millionaire, and then from being a millionaire to being totally broke, totally wiped out. Moved back to my mum's, and it was upsetting because you're used to a certain lifestyle, and then it's very, very hard to adjust. And then especially when you've got friends around you who have been working continuously, and they've got their cars and their houses, and it's like, oh God, it's like the old people always tell you, always try and put you off from doing what you want to do, and then it's like the I told you so stuff. So I said to my mum, look, I need to disappear. I need to go away. So I took six months off and I went traveling, just to clear my head. Came back, and then I thought to myself, you know what? You hear the stories about people who make millions and then they lose millions and they make millions again. I thought, do I really want to be one of those people? At that time I had like 25 staff, and business was great, but do I really want to build an empire again? So I sat down and I said to my mum, I've got nothing to lose. I have nothing. So I said to Mum, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to aim big, okay? Because obviously when you're down there, where's the only way you can go? Okay, brilliant, yeah. The only way you can go is up. So I said to Mum, I'll do a couple of, what I decided to do was, what was the quickest way for me to get back on my feet? And I knew it had to be joint ventures, because for a joint venture, I didn't have a product, I didn't have a list, I didn't really have enough cash to be able to put into another business. So I thought, I'll do a couple of joint ventures, and I'll see where I go from there. And so I made a decision, and I set myself a challenge last year. I set myself a challenge to make £1 million in 12 months. Okay, because obviously I know I've been there before, And I thought, you know what, I've got to aim high, and that's what we've got to do, guys. Sometimes you have to aim as high as you can, okay? It's very, very important. So I said, okay, I set myself a challenge. I'll do a couple of joint ventures this year, some big ones, and I'm going to make £1 million in 12 months. So again, as fate would have it, I was reading the Sunday newspaper, and in the newspaper was a one-page ad for a book. And wherever I travel, I always carry this with me. This was the book that was advertised in the one-page ad in the newspaper. It was How to Master Your Computer in Just 2 Hours. Okay, but the book wasn't the important thing. What was important was at the bottom of the advertisement, it said over 400,000 copies sold. Right? So I thought, okay, this is interesting. Okay, and this is called hyper-awareness. I mean, I spent some time with a few top internet marketers last week, and we had a discussion about this. And one of them said, you know what, Sohail, what that is hyper-awareness. And it's like, when you're a joint venture broker, or if you're doing joint ventures, that's where your vision extends to. So I rang the company up and I said, you've got this book and you've sold 400,000 copies of this book. Do you have a video version of this book? Okay, because videos are big, right? The company turned around and said, no, we haven't. And I said to them, well, I've got a video version of a computer training course. Would you be interested in selling that to your existing customers? And they were like, okay, yeah, sure. Come down and see us and bring the product with you. Now, I didn't have the product, right? I didn't have it. I just pitched it, okay? So I went down to see them, sat with them, and this was a very, very savvy company. 25 million turnover, direct mail company, only 3 staff, managing director, financial director, and marketing manager. Everything else was outsourced. A very savvy, very profitable company. So there we are sitting there, and the managing director says to me, Sohail, so can we have a look at the product? And I was like, okay, I can get it to you. And the decision was made. The managing director said, okay, can you get it to us within 7 days? I said, sure, I can do that. So he goes, okay, once you give it to us in 7 days, we'll evaluate it, but we are really interested. So I left the meeting thinking, shit, these guys really want to do a deal. I don't even have a product. So I thought, okay, what do I do now? So I spent the first 2 days contacting companies who had manufactured these video training courses on CD, the ones that you see at like Staples and the office stores. And I spoke to them. I said, look, I've got a client. I think we can sell a couple of thousand units, and I'd like to promote your product to them. Would you be interested? They said, yeah, sure, no problem. What do you need? And it was like, we need to be flexible on pricing and margins. Now, most of these companies, they didn't understand how joint ventures work, and they said, okay, yeah, the best we can do is give you 40% off the retail price. I said, no, I'm not interested in being a reseller. We need to be able to do a deal, because this is your product. You've manufactured it. You've obviously made your money on it, so it's only costing you about, what, $1, okay, to produce it and manufacture it. You've made your money back on the content. So after 2 years, I gave up, and I said, you know what, 2 days, and I thought, forget it, this is a waste of time for me. I've got 5 days left, so I need to produce this product. So I went on to a website called elance.com. Who's heard of elance.com? Oh, brilliant, okay, good. Yeah, I went on to elance.com, and I posted a project on there. And I said, look, I really need help. This is the contents of the book. Can someone produce a video course for me? So I posted the project on there. People bidded for the project. I chose the best one. And, I ended up paying $500 for a Camtasia, a really good quality Camtasia course, based on the contents of the book. So there I was. I took the Camtasia course product back to the direct mail company. They loved it. They absolutely loved it. They thought, wow, this is really cool. How did you do this? And I was like, well, I've got a team of people, and we worked for 3 days, and it's solid, and we produced it, and because they didn't have idea what Camtasia was or Elance, so that was really cool. So that when the managing director watched it, he said to me, you know what, this is awesome. How many other titles have you got? And I thought, how many titles do you want? So he sat there going, we want this, we want that, I want this, and I thought, oh God. I said, look, let's just do this first. Let's get this one out to your existing customer database. If they like it, then we can produce some more titles. So we sat there, and I spoke to the managing director, and I said, look, you're a direct mail company. You know your stats pretty well. Tell me, how many people on that database of 400,000 do you think will purchase the video version of this book? And he said to me, well, I think probably in the next 12 to 18 months, I can probably get at least half of my existing customers to buy the video version. So keep that in mind. That's 200,000, okay, out of 400,000. And then we started talking about commissions. Now, direct mail companies are very much like QVC. They work on a royalty basis. Whatever they sell, they buy the product in, but they give you a royalty of sales. Now, as a joint venture broker, I normally take 20% of gross sales. That's how I work. Because obviously I've been doing this for quite a while, and I have a bit of a reputation in the marketplace. So we tried to negotiate with them, and I said, okay, look, I am prepared to accept $7.50, right, per unit sold, but I do not want to do anything. No fulfillment, no packaging, and no duplication. I will give you the CD, I'll give you a license, and you do everything. So the deal was done at $7.50 a unit, and predicted 200,000 units. So how much is that, guys, altogether? 200,000 at $7.50. 1.5 million. Okay, so I've done my £1 million deal in 30 days. Yeah, so I hit my challenge. Okay, but this is the real kicker. When I went back to go and see them to sign the deal, I had my contract, and when I was sitting at the table to sign the contract, the managing director said to me, "This is really great. If this works out really well, I'd like to roll this out to my whole customer database." Guess how big his customer database was? 4 million customers. Yeah? Okay? So that's how I went from 0 to 4 million customers in 30 days. I'm now their official JV manager, which means I go out and find deals for them to promote to their 4 million customers. Okay? And here's the contract. I carry this with me because some of the internet marketers, the top guys, made a joke, and they said, "Sohail, it's really funny because when someone makes their first dollar, like online, they have like their check printed, and you've got like a $1 million contract laminated." So that was my challenge, guys, and I did that within 30 days. So if we just go through that right now, and I'll take you through, and you guys make some notes on this because this is something that you guys can easily do as well. Okay, so I found a list of 400,000 buyers and contacted the company with a JV proposal. Right, I didn't even have a product. I ended up using elance.com to create a complimentary product for just $500. I introduced and licensed the product to the list owner, making $7.50 per unit sold without handling fulfillment. And in the next 12 months, with 200,000 units sold, I stand to collect 1.5 million just from this one deal as my JV commission. Now, so far, we've sold 30,000 units. Okay, this kicked off end of December, January, so we're pretty much on track. People say to me, yeah, Sohail, that's just one. You always talk about your $1 million JV, and that's just one, and it's not. This is possibly the next $1 million joint venture that I'm working on right now. This is, I was approached by an author who has a best-selling book on Amazon, and he said, "You know what, I heard you speak, and I heard your story, and can you do the same thing for me?" I thought, okay, what have you got? So he approached me. Originally this was the basic book, and it was just a book on its own, right? No back end, but it was just a book. And I said, look, okay, the problem you have with this is I can push this for you, but you're only going to be making, like, let's say, $1 or $2 on the book, and you have no back end to make money on a lifetime basis. So what I did for them was we created a back end video membership site. So what we've done is in the book we've put 10 free videos for people who buy the book. So they can go to the membership site, claim their videos, and then they have a continuity program, a membership program. So let's look at some of the numbers. This book here sold 400,000 copies. I think we'll do much more with this book. And this is a scrapbooking book, and it's a $2.5 billion market in America. It's very big. So we should exceed 400,000 units, and I make $2.49 on each book. And the back-end membership site, we're looking at probably anywhere between 10 and 20% at $2. And my commission on that should just be over $1 million. Okay, so that's the next $1 million joint venture that I'm currently working on. Okay, this brings me on to the next thing. And this is what you guys take some notes on because it's very important. Jeff talks about seminars, okay? Seminars is where I met most of the people that really helped me. When I did this, my first $1 million joint venture, I was on Twitter. And I was talking about it on Twitter with people, and I started getting a lot of people contact me. So I went to Twitter. I started communicating people with how I did this $1 million JV deal, and I got invited to Ken MacArthur's event in Washington, D.C. This was last year at his JV Alert Live event to speak at his event. So I sat at a table in the evening with the millionaire speakers who asked me what my future plans were. And, I spoke to them about, I love doing joint ventures. I've done it in the past. And what I'd like to do right now is basically build a team of joint venture consultants and go out there and find business for them. So at that meeting, I apparently became the president of the JV University with Willie Crawford, David Preston, and Gina Gaudio-Graves. So they're three of the biggest JV experts in the US. So, seminars like this that you attend are phenomenal because you get to meet some really, really amazing, cool people. And it's just about asking the right questions. Okay, so let's do a live joint venture right now. This is you're going to see how being a joint venture broker in a room like this, how I work. So who would like to make $3,000 in the next 15 minutes? Put your hands up. Okay. Okay. If you want to come up to the stage right now. So you're going to be my JV apprentice, and I'm going to show you right now how I work and how in this room, guys, there is someone in this room, and I guarantee you there's someone in this room that can make you a millionaire, or someone in this room that you can tap into their resources to make you really successful. So, we don't have a microphone. Do we have a mic? Yeah. Sure. I'll just get you to introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what you're doing. So. Okay, cool. Is it on? Cool. If you just want to introduce yourself, tell us why you're here and what you do.
Okay. My name is Alicia Odom. I'm from San Francisco, California. My name is Alicia.
Oh, it's not on. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Select.
Working now? Cool. Yeah, brilliant.
Thank you. My name is Alicia Odom. I'm from the San Francisco, California Bay Area. I am here to learn how to make more money. I have two network marketing businesses, USANA and what's my new one, VM Direct. And what I am hoping to gain, and I know I will, is somehow tying internet marketing into my network marketing so that I can grow the network marketing business to an international business via the internet.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Okay, so you're now my JV apprentice. So what I want everyone to do first of all now is I want everyone to stand up in the room. Stand up, come on. Okay, now what I need you guys to do, everyone standing up, those people who can send at least an email to at least 100 people straight away. I want you to stay standing and everyone else sit down. Okay, cool. Now, those people standing up, if you can send an email straight away to 200 people, remain standing. Okay, 300 people. Okay, those standing who can send an email to 500 people, remain standing. Okay, cool. Now, what I need you to do, if you can just go and stick these stickers on them for me.
On them?
Yeah, on them, please. Now, everyone take note of these guys standing up. You need to buy them all drinks, okay? Because these are the guys who have those resources, right? So, okay. Okay, just put some stickers on. There you go. So this is a very important exercise. You'll go to events. Thing is, you never know who's sitting next to you, okay? A lot of people struggle. I mean, I came back from a big event recently in DC, and you had like product launch managers in the room, quite a few of them. But, most of them didn't know how to do the networking and ask the right questions and the resources. So this is how you identify most of the people in the room, and this is what I do as a joint venture broker. That's the skill that we have, to be able to identify the right people. So as soon as we walk into a room, we can make those connections, okay? So it's very important. Okay, cool. That's it. Yeah, cool. Okay. Okay, so what we have right now standing up are the list owners, basically. These are the guys that have the resources that have a list, okay, which is very important. Thank you very much. Sit down. Thank you. Okay, so now you've identified the list owners, right?
Yes.
Now, so I need everyone to stand up again. Okay. Now, what do you think we're looking for now? No, we've done list owners already. What are we looking for now? Product owners, right? So those people who own a product under $100 and have sold more than 50 of those products, stay standing. Everyone else sit down. Under $100, but sold more than 50. Okay, cool. Now I need you to put these stickers on them. So basically, when you go into any sort of seminars, you're looking to network with people, something that I teach my students is to ask the right questions. Now, there's just one basic question you need to ask when you talk to people, and that is, how can I help you sell more of your product or service? Ask that question, then just shut up. Okay, just be really quiet and just listen to what that other person has to say. But that is just one question you need to ask, which is the most important question. That's how I've worked in the past. That's how I connect people, by asking that specific question. Because, you know, you have to give... So, the question is, how can I help you sell more of your product or service? Okay, because, guys, you've got to give first to receive. I mean, that's the best way to do it. Just one more person there. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so that's basically what you've got now, is you've got your list owners and your product owners. And then what you need to do is get them together, and you can easily produce $5,000 within sort of 15, 20 minutes by getting them together. Everyone give her a hand of applause. Thank you. There you go. Thanks very much. So I'm going to do rather than go through all my student case studies, I'm going to show you a phenomenal case study which goes to prove that most of you guys in the room can actually do this and actually make money from it. So I met Kim on Mike Philsane's Marketers Cruise in January, just gone, 2010. And we had a brief conversation over dinner about what I do. I spent most of my time on the Marketers Cruise running around like a headless chicken at the dinner table, just collecting people. People came up to me and said, you know, I heard you're the go-to guy, and I need to connect with this person or that person. Can you help us out? So that's what I did. Most of my time was spent, you know, just not asking people, you know, I've got this product, can you sell it? I've got this. I just say, look, who do you want to meet, and what are you here to, you know, to get out of this? And then I basically just did the running around for them. It's paid off very, very well. Most of the guys have become my good friends, and people that I know have said to me, look, I've got a list of 100, 200, 300, 400, 500,000. Would you like to use it? So, you know, it pays and it comes back to you. So Kim contacted me a week after the cruise to help her raise money for medical school. Now, this is really cool. She's working 2 and 3 jobs, and you know, she wants to go, obviously, to medical school. And she asked me, you know, I'm really interested in, you know, you told me that you can literally make money out of thin air. I really want to do what you do, because I'm sick and tired of working 2 and 3 jobs just to fund medical school. So we had a strategy session, and I enrolled her onto our JV Broker Apprenticeship Program. I said, look, here's all the materials. And I gave her some coaching on a weekly basis. And I also connected her with a few of my contacts. What I basically did was I said, look, here's a guy. He's got a big database list. Here's another guy who's got a product. It was a $99 a month membership site. And I said, look, just from what I've taught you, put these guys together, and you know, and you make your commission from the sales that are generated. So 6 weeks later, she did her first JV deal, putting together the product owner and the big list owner that I gave her, the contacts. And the product was a $99 a month membership site, and in her first week, she did about 262 sales, taking 20%. So she's earning a minimum of $5,000 a month just from that deal for doing nothing. You know, she didn't put no nominal investment in. The only investment was her time and putting the people together. So that you think that's cool. She was then approached by a drinks company who were trying to find suitable joint venture partners. Now, she was at a party in Miami. That's where she's based. And she started talking to people about, this is what I've done, and I've put people together, and I'm a joint venture broker. Someone approached her at this point and said, look, you know what, I own a high-end vodka drinks company, and I'm really struggling trying to find some JV partners. Can you help me? So she said, oh, yeah, sure, I can. It's not a problem. I can help you out. What are you looking for? So he said, look, I'd love to get into some of the top nightclub chains in Miami. Oh, I need some JV partners who can help me sell my product. So this is what she did. Using the techniques that I showed her in terms of contacting people and how to get in, she got a meeting with the chairman of one of the biggest nightclub chains in Miami. She JV'd his drinks into the top nightclub chains in Miami, and she makes $35 a case. The original order was $1,000, so I went over the joint venture deal with her. I said, no, we've got to change this. I did some more research in terms of what people, nightclubs sell in terms of cases of vodka. We upped it to $2,000. Got the deal done, deal signed, and from that she's going to be making $70,000 just for connecting two people together, right? Yeah, exactly. And this is the funny thing. She came back to me and said, you know what? No, she said, sod medical school. Why do I need to go to medical school when I can make money? Yeah. But, hang on. I said to her, no, stay at school, okay? Because I do not want your mum, your mother and your father chasing me down the road saying, you know what, she was going to be a doctor, now she's a joint venture broker. So I said, look, stay at school. Please stay at school. And just use this whenever you want money. Whenever you want money, just do a joint venture, That's the best way to do it. So, no, the main thing is, guys, stay at school, because she wants to be a doctor. And I said, look, just carry on studying that, and then do your joint ventures whenever you need extra money. Whenever you need another $50,000 or $70,000, do a joint venture. So the next step, I always, whenever I talk to people, wherever I go, seminars, whether it's outside or whether it's with clients, I always ask the people, right? I always ask you guys, you always have to look at going to the next step in whatever you do in your life, okay? You start off doing something, you always got to look at moving yourself regularly to the next step. So what we've got here is our JV Broker Apprenticeship Program, and this is what it allows you to do, okay? Become the JV expert in your niche, how to find JV partners and close JV deals, how to use different types of joint ventures, evaluate joint venture deals, work on real-life JV case studies. You get to work on real-life JV case studies. And most of our students who, on our program, they make the money back doing a couple of joint ventures during the program. So that's really cool. And you get to close your first JV deal in 60 days or more. So this is what you get in our JV Broker Apprenticeship Program. Last year, we did a $5,000 coaching program, and we had 20 students on that program. And out of 20 students, 12 of them are actively doing joint ventures for us. But like I say, the problem we have right now is I get one JV proposal every day. Now, I can't handle that. My partners get joint venture proposals every day. So, we just need people to help us and to give those deals to us that they can do for us, and we train them how to do that. So you get 30 hours of the audio and video recordings from our previous coaching program, which people paid $5,000 for. All the JV checklists and JV agreements you need. All the templates and JV flowcharts when you're working with clients. Lifetime access to the JV Broker Forum. Now, when we spoke about this, my partners were like, you must be crazy. How can you give people lifetime access? So I thought, look, at the end of the day, the whole point is we need to be there for everyone. When you have a coaching program, we need to be there for everyone throughout the whole cycle, basically. And I'm a big believer in helping people as much as I can. You also get lifetime weekly coaching calls. I mean, this is... one of my partners charges $8,500 a year just for these coaching calls. But I had basically persuaded her and said, look, we've got to do this. The weekly coaching calls not only cover joint ventures, it covers things like blogging, traffic, product creation. Because as a joint venture broker and a joint venture expert, you need a well-rounded knowledge of these whole areas. When you're working with clients, you might have to help them with the traffic, the product creation, and blogging. But you don't necessarily have to do that. Most of my joint ventures are done offline. More and more people who are coming to me and signing up to the program are like, hey, I've got some contacts in the industry. This is what I used to do before, and this is what I like to do now. I would like to just go out there and put people together and make good money from it. And you also get critiques of your joint venture proposals. This is very, very important. We don't leave you alone. If a deal comes your way or you're talking to someone, we just help you to basically move that deal across and close it as well. So the JV University, JV Apprenticeship Program, how much? Okay, that's the question. Originally, students paid $5,000 each for this program. And like I said, most of them made that fee back. It was a 12-week program. Most of them made it back within the 12 weeks. But you only pay $2,997 for that program. Okay? But you don't want to pay $2,997, do you? No. Okay. Today only, and this is just because of my friend Jeff, you only pay $1,497 for this program. Okay? But what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it easier for you as well. As just 2 payments of just $797. Okay, this, guys, is what I would call more of a sustainable business. It's more of a future run a business where you could do the joint ventures on a regular basis. And I'm telling you, there is loads of business out there. It's unbelievable. We get swamped ourselves, and those deals will pass on. We actually pass on to our students. And you get to make it back with your first JV deal. That's the beauty of it. Once you've done a joint venture, you get to make that back in your first JV deal. So this is a bonus that I want to put together for the first 10 people only. You get a 1-hour fast start strategy session, which is worth $500. That could be with either myself, Willie Crawford, David Preston, or Gina Gaudio-Graves. So basically, you know, being the top JV experts, that is what we'd like to offer, and that's what we give to you, and it's worth $500. I mean, Willie Crawford, how many people here know Willie Crawford? Okay, yeah. He wouldn't even do that anymore. I mean, he charges, I think, $30,000, $40,000 for his mentoring program. So that's quite cool. My Platinum JV Mastermind, now, this is really funny. Someone offered me $10,000 to mastermind them, okay? And I said to him, look, you need to come into our JV broker program because that way you don't have to pay $10,000, and that way I can mastermind you. And this is very important. I mean, I've been speaking to quite a few people. I mean, you've got Frank Kern, Mike Fulsame, Ryan Dice. These guys all have some phenomenal mastermind programs, especially with Yannick's Maverick crew. Most of these mastermind programs, they charge about I think Yannick's Mavericks has just gone up to like $15,000 just to get into the program. So this is very important. My Platinum JV Mastermind, every month we meet through a webinar. And basically we get together with my team. My team of people who are already doing joint ventures and basically try and get you guys into the forefront doing more business, okay, whether it's online or offline joint ventures. I think that's very important. I want a team of people, once you've done your first 1 or 2 JV deals, I basically want you guys to be part of my mastermind group, and that's very important. Also, plus, you get to JV with my 4 million list. Who would like to JV with my 4 million list? Ooh, there you go. Okay, so you get to JV with my 4 million list as well, and that's for the first 10 people. My name is Sohail Khan, and I'll be at the back of the room. So if you've got any more questions, I'll be there. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, we're going to be on lunch break now. So come meet Sohail here at the back of the room if you have some questions.